All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Ben from Neurohacker Collective. Today I'm joined by Zara Barrie, who's an amazing writer, and she's going to be sharing her experiences and how she came to find Qualia and the people at Neurohacker Collective. So before we get started, we're going to be diving into a lot of topics today on prescription medications and perhaps getting off of them and onto something more natural. When getting on or off of any prescription medications, be sure, so this is something you want to talk to your doctor about. So Neurohacker Collective is not a doctor. We are not your doctor. We cannot give, and none of this will be construed as medical advice. We just want to provide some information, and she wants to share her experiences. So if any of this is interesting and you're thinking about either trying Qualia and or on a medication or want to get off a medication, please consult with your doctor first. Also, please read the full medical disclaimer on Qualia on our website before you purchase the product. And again, if you have any other questions, let us know. You can always reach us at our support at support@neurohacker.com, or you can leave a question in the comments below and we'll try to answer those as well. So with all that medical disclaimer out of the way, I wanted to welcome Zara to our interview, to our Facebook Live today. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Zara is a writer. She writes for many different publications, and she's actually working on her first book right now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes,
Excellent.
first book.
Awesome. So we're going to definitely dive into that. I'm going to let her tell her story. So why don't we just jump right in and tell us how you found Qualia and kind of what were you looking for that kind of made you look for this product?
Okay, so I have been a professional writer for about 5 years. And when I first got started, I was working in a mainstream millennial media publication. And, there was this great demand to churn out so much content all the time. And I wasn't really used to working at that pace. I come from a theater acting background, actually. And I kind of fell into writing. And I'm so glad I did because it's my absolute passion. But I wasn't used to the pressure of these crazy, crazy deadlines.
All right. Are you there?
Yep, I'm there. Can you see me?
Much, much better. Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties.
That's okay. Yeah, just the quality was getting real choppy and it was starting to cut out on what you were saying, at least on my end. So I'm assuming everyone was seeing that as well. So let's start at the beginning again, just because a lot of that was cut out, I believe, and just kind of give us a sense of how you got started, what you were looking for and struggling with when you were looking for something different, and how you found Qualia.
Okay. So I found Qualia through actually my writing career. I was working at a mainstream millennial media company and I had crazy deadlines and it was a lot of pressure. And I realized that most of my colleagues who were about my age, in their mid-20s, were all taking Adderall and Ritalin. And I had been diagnosed with ADHD since I was a kid. I'm really creative. I can be a little bit all over the place. It can be hard for me to sort of channel my creative energy into one thing. So I thought, maybe it's time I keep up with the rest of my medicated generation. And I tried to go on Adderall. I tried to go on Vyvanse. I tried to go on Ritalin. And while it definitely helped me make deadlines, it really took something away from me. And that is my creativity, my voice as a writer, which is to me the most precious thing I have. And how I connect so deeply with my readers is because I have this authentic creative voice and this sort of creative way of stringing words together. And I completely lost that. And I also think with anything creative, if you lose your empathy, you're done for.
Yes.
Because the whole point is like arts represent humanity. And if you lose your humanity, it's just stale. So I was really ready to go off of it. I didn't like what it was doing to my personal relationships. I was volatile and it really, really, really wasn't for me. And so I was searching online, trying to find a better alternative, something that would help me rein in my creativity and my sort of scatterbrainedness, but that wouldn't take away from me my personality, my voice, and my empathy and creativity. And through all this research, I tried a bunch of things, and then I found Qualia just through a deep internet dive. And I saw that there were so many amazing reviews and so many people, creative people, saying that it was just life-changing for them. So I decided to order it, give it a try. And within, 3 or 4 uses, I really, really felt a huge difference. I felt like I was able to write without having a million other voices in my head. I felt like I was almost able to tap into my creativity in a much deeper way than usual. And it didn't take anything away from me. There was no drawback at all. If anything, I feel like it's made me even more empathetic and able to go to more of a meditative flow state in my work, which I love. And it's honestly been so amazing. And the best thing I ever did was get off prescription speed and look for something else.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love hearing that. And I love one of the best parts of my job is talking to people and sharing with them the products and then actually hearing their experiences with it. And one of the groups, I love to hear about it from different groups of people as they share kind of their unique experiences and tell it in their own voices. And one of my favorite groups of people is like artists and writers and musicians and things like that, because they just have a very unique way of capturing it and saying the same thing that other people say, but just in a very poetic and kind of in their own tone and voice and things like that. So I absolutely love everything you just said. So it very much mimics what I hear from everyone else and my own experiences as well. With that, I love to circle back on just something, and we talked about this earlier, just how everyone in your office was on to something. And I remember when we talked earlier on the phone, just kind of shared like what percentage wise, like how many people like that you were surrounded with were on something to help them keep up with the world or keep up with their deadlines?
I would say 70–80% of the people were on some kind of prescription stimulant. And if they weren't, they were taking it anyway, to get those deadlines in. And you can feel that when you're in a workspace where everybody does it like we've talked about before, where they don't have empathy, they're not really listening to each other, and they're just churning work out. But I really started to notice that the quality of the work wasn't great. And I think that's one of the things with my experience with prescription speed is that you feel like you're getting stuff done, but it doesn't actually make you smarter. It just makes you feel like hyper focused, but you sort of lose the big picture when you do that. And you don't do as deep of work as you do. And yeah, with Qualia, that's the thing I love the most is I feel like I'm able to get really deep. And I like my kind of work, I'm not a journalist. I write personal essays. I'm writing an advice book right now. And I go super deep into my personal experiences and the human condition. And I feel like there's something about Qualia that's like makes me able to go to that place. And I think part of it is that that does something with my anxiety where it sort of quiets those voices. And when those voices are quieted down, that's when I'm really able to do the deep work and get in the zone.
I love that. Yeah, for me, just to echo on that, one of the things I noticed right away that was just a game changer was, and how I describe it is it just wipes out my procrastination. And how I love how artists and writers describe it as it quiets their inner critic. And it's all kind of the same thing. It's like it lowers that bar of hesitation to get started and to take action on something or a project or just take action to get going. And then once you do, the other benefits of Qualia kick in and you have all this tremendous focus and motivation and drive just to work on that and get that done. And I just love to hear you say that as well. Everything you said earlier was also, again, just it echoes the motivations for us creating this product and starting with this product as one of the first ones we created. We actually just launched our second product yesterday, which is Eternus, which is geared towards anti-aging and cellular health. It's phenomenal. And I didn't think I would like a product more than Qualia, but I'm loving that one as well. But one of the reasons we started with Qualia first was so much of your life and your world comes from the choices you make and the decisions you make and how much is going on in your life and in your head and all those things. And what people are searching for to keep up with the world and to keep up with deadlines and things like that are robbing them of their creativity and taking away so much of their world and turning people, and like you mentioned, removing the empathy. And what we don't need in this world is more people with less empathy doing just more terrible work. Like we need the opposite of that. We want more people showing up fully as themselves in all areas and what they're craving is the support to do that. And what the a lot of the products and solutions out there just aren't giving them that at all. And we saw not only are they not giving them that, but they're robbing them and taking them away of a vital part of themselves, and potentially creating a terrible situation where those people that are trying to do the most, and those people in power and places of influence, becoming sociopaths or psychopaths on this
Absolutely.
thing where.
And I think like it's something that we don't talk about enough. For me, so much, I really grew up, I'm 30, and I really grew up like, I feel like my generation was the first generation that really came up, like the whole Adderall, Ritalin, like, you want your kid to be better at sports and stop being bored in science class and sit still. And, all these kids were sort of pumped full of it. And I have so many friends now who are just like having these crises where they're like, they don't know who they are. And they also, work is so, so important, but like the rest of your life is important too. And I think that a lot of those medications, and in my experience with them as well, it becomes really hard to like connect with people because you're in a different space. And I know for me, like it was really hard for me on an intimate level with my partner. It was hard for me with my friendships. You kind of just want to shut yourself in a dark room and work and do spreadsheets and do things that also go against your natural rhythm. Like my natural rhythm is very sort of precise and maybe a little bit slower, but really deep. And I can focus for long periods of time when it's something that is creative. And I struggle with spreadsheets, big deal, like that's okay. It's totally fine. And I'm like, this pill is making me like doing spreadsheets, and like not making me want to do the things I'm good at, like public speaking and acting and connecting. So, but the cool thing is that I didn't think that it would be possible to find something that was so effective as Qualia, because I have tried a million other, brands. And I'm like, I don't really see the difference. Maybe I just have too high of a tolerance because I have done so much, prescription drugs in my life. So is anything going to work? But really, I noticed the difference with Qualia so, so fast. And I just wanted to tell all my friends, I wanted to tell all my readers, because one of the biggest questions I get from my readers, who are primarily young women, 18 to 34, is like, I want to get off this prescription pill, but I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to keep up with everybody else.
Absolutely. And we hear that a lot. And let me just reiterate the disclaimer as well.
Yeah, of course.
We get this question a lot, and we get this feedback a lot as well of people that are on something, or on Adderall, or on Ritalin, or on something that helps them in some way, but they really don't like the side effects, or they really don't like what else it's doing to them, and they're looking for something else. So if you're in that situation, and you're interested in Qualia, that's phenomenal. Please talk to your doctor about the best way to get off those things as you want to switch to something else. So that's just very, very important. And again, this is the really, and as you mentioned, you've tried a lot of other things. One of the really unique things about Neurohacker, and you'll see this as we've now released our second product, if you look at any of the, or all of the ingredients in our formulations, and you compare them to anything else, the list is just absurdly long. Our newest product, Eternus, we couldn't fit the ingredients on the bottle, on the label on the bottle, because we had so many ingredients. And this is similar to Qualia too. And this is, again, very different than what you'll see for Qualia against other nootropic products. Most other nootropic products have somewhere between like 2 and 10, 2 and 12 ingredients like in them that are on the market. Qualia has like 28, 29 ingredients in it. And the reason we do that, and the design behind our product, is really based on that complex system science. So not trying to hijack or override any single part of your system to produce a limited set of effects. So you are not just your memory, you are not just your focus, you are not just this limited aspect of your cognitive ability, you are all those things. So you have to take into consideration all those things in concert with one another, because they all affect, they're all in interplay and affect one another. So taking that into design, as we look at creating products and as we look at things, and this is why there's so many ingredients, but this is why it can do so many things, and this is why it feels so natural. And so one of the things you mentioned earlier as our talk is like, it makes you feel more like me. And this is something we hear constantly over and over again, as people take their Qualia in the morning, they forgot they take it. This is the feedback. I took my Qualia in the morning, I forgot that I took it, and I just felt amazing all day. So you feel more like you. And because it's your system doing the work, we're not hijacking or overriding one part of it. So you're just hyper focused and doing one thing really well, but then you have all these negative side effects and down regulations later. It's your system producing all these effects. We're just supporting the natural regulatory processes of all those pathways to give you all those kind of effects. So this is really why Qualia and then Neurohacker stands out so differently against any other product out there, and very explicitly so different against any other medications out there, because those are explicitly designed on a reductionist science approach where they're really trying to affect a very limited set of systems and or one pathway, and or trying to affect one tiny molecule on one pathway so they can patent that so they can get it through FDA trials. And to be fair, it's very expensive and hard to get through those processes, so they have to limit their scope because that's the only way they can do the research. But the downside of that is you get just that one part of you affected, and then when you hijack or override a single part of the regulatory system, it messes with all the rest of your other systems because it kind of puts you out of balance. So one of the things we're really focused and designed on at Neurohacker is really trying to take the whole picture into approach. This is our entire basis of science and research, is taking the whole system into account and understanding how everything affects everything else, and trying to understand everything upstream and downstream. So we're affecting not just one part of you, but really trying to upregulate whatever we're going after. So Qualia, in this sense, the whole cognitive palette. So again, not just focus, not just drive, not just motivation, but everything.
Health. Like I feel healthier. I feel like my workouts are better. I feel like I'm a better partner. And I believe that even if you want to do the best work in the world, you have to have a whole life. You can't just like be good at that one thing. My writing is terrible if I'm not like connecting with my friends or going to the gym even, and not able to work out because my heart's pounding from whatever, prescription thing I've been prescribed. So I'm finding it full circle. And again, like I didn't tell any of my followers, and I have a very loyal following. Like I said, a group of young women and I take the fact that they listen to me so seriously. So I didn't talk about it until I did it for 6 months. And, I really wanted to make sure before I recommended it that it wasn't something that was going to mess me up. I've taken even like so many natural things that have messed me up in some way, and there's been no downside. And I have everyone from my dad, who's in his 70s, on it, to, an intern I had who was in her mid-20s, and they both have had great benefits from it. So I think that that's so cool.
That's awesome. I very similar. I have my mom on it and all my family as well. She's in her 70s and she loves it. Her experience was she just has all these projects she wanted to start and finish and complete. And it was wonderful. And it was great for her and then bad for me because I'm lumped into painting her walls and doing all this stuff, helping her do all these projects, which was great. I'm happy to help. So no, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing. And and I just want to circle back on the whole life thing. Like really what we want to be about is helping you show up in the world more wholly and completely as yourself, and in all aspects of that.
Yeah.
Because as you just mentioned, it really can't just be one part of it. Sorry, my son is just poking in here. It really just can't be one part of it. It's really everything that's part of who you are and how you show up in the world, and making and helping all those parts show up more fully as yourself, so you can be present with your family and do the work that's important to you.
Walk your dog,
do all those things. Yeah.
And again, like I, of course, am no doctor at all, but like I do talk with young people about this all the time. Like a lot of these prescription medications, it makes it hard to do things like walk your dog or like laugh with friends. You walk into a room and everyone's laughing and you're just kind of like, that was funny, but you don't feel it viscerally.
Yep.
So with Qualia, I really like that I can get the things I need to get done. And I do feel less scatty, which is an issue for me. I do feel a little less like, where are my keys? That part is really good. But then I'm also like able to connect and work out and do everything else and do all of those things at an elevated level.
That's so awesome. Share with people just real quick about your new book that you're working on, because it's very interesting and I just want to get that out there as well.
Yes. I've actually was working on it today. So hopefully it'll be out pretty soon, hopefully by the holidays. And it is, the title's sort of up in the air, but basically it's an advice book for bad girls who want to get their shit together. So it's like life, it's like how to get your shit together when maybe you're a party girl or bad girl or creative person. Bad girl, I say with a grain of salt. Like you're a creative person who maybe didn't follow the traditional path in life, but you're ready to grow up. Like you want to better yourself without losing yourself. That's the tagline.
Awesome.
Better yourself without losing yourself. So that's everything from getting your finances together to getting out of toxic relationships to like finding other ways to have fun that don't involve drinking your face off and finding your purpose. So
I love that. Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Can't wait for that to come out. If people want to connect with your writing, where's a good place for them to find you?
Well, my writer's Facebook page, I update every single day. That's Zara Barrie Words. So you can find like all of my essays there. I have zarabarrie.com with my whole portfolio. And then I also have thedirtybeauty.com, which is my wellness blog, and Instagram at Zara Barrie, Twitter at Factory Girl. But I think the Facebook is a good place to start. I also do Facebook Live as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I loved hearing everything you said. It's just, seriously, is one of the best parts of my job is to get to connect with people and hear those experiences about our product, because I love them as well. And we get to take them and enjoy them in the office, but it's always so phenomenal and encouraging and just awesome to hear when our community loves them as well, and just to hear that feedback. So I'm excited we started this series. We're going to continue to do them more. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.